Und jetzt ist die schöne Frage, warum kennen denn Menschen ihre Stärken? Ist doch nicht schwer. Guck doch einfach, bist du Liebling, bist du Lieber, bist du Schmetterling? Ja, und dann zu sagen, das ist doch okay. Das ist doch nicht schwer. Und das hat mich so überrascht. Immer wieder kommt die Frage, wofür bin ich hier?
Today I have Rahel Wesner with me. She is a certified coach of StrengthsFinders, one of the first in Germany. Welcome. And great that you are prepared to do this interview with me. So we'll begin that you explain to us what StrengthsFinders is. StrengthsFinders is a normal personality test. There are many different kinds, but this is based on a 30-year study from America, and it measures your natural talents. What are your 5 main talents that you use every day, you hear, see, and sense? There are actually 35 that it measures, but it gives you your first 5. And why is it important that we know this? Because one would say, well, I know my strengths. People think they know who they are. Do they find out that there are other strengths they don't know about? Yes, this is quite interesting. You do an online test and you get your 5 strengths. You can get 35, but what's interesting is people come to me and they say, I sense I have potential, but I feel there's more. And so often people don't have the vocabulary. So when they do this test, they don't have words to express what they can do. And this test helps. It gives you words, because once we have the words we can think about and say, oh yes, we understand this now. And often our strengths seem to be so natural in us that we don't even realize they are talents. So just whether it's our attitude or our performance, we see those, sense those strengths. Yes, it's interesting you say that, because I've done this and I got a vocabulary for the talents I have. This has really helped me. So the strengths we have, do they help us to lead? Yes, this is very exciting, because yes, they can also stand in our way though when we lead. They can be our greatest potential in a leader, but the greatest blockade. So my greatest strength can become my greatest weakness when I'm not aware of this. And that's why when I'm dealing with a lot of leadership development, I say to them, it's so important that what is naturally from you is your greatest strength, but this can fall over the other side when you're not aware of how to deal with this. So people are like magnets to your strengths. They're attracted to your strengths, but at the same time this can lead to huge conflicts if you are not aware of your strengths. So maybe do our strengths help us to deal with conflicts? Yes, this is typical. And I often find in teams that when one strength clashes against another, you think, oh, this is my weakness. No, it's the strength of the other one that is working contrary to your strength. And the more aware we are, aware of this in our team, this is my strength, this is where I move into, I love this, but at the same time I'm limited and I need to see what I need on the other side. And this helps enormously to have a vocabulary, to be able to laugh, to be able to say, I'm not like that, I'm just different. And I've also done a lot of marriage coaching, because it also helps a lot with finding appreciation. Yes, this has helped us as well to find out how our marriage partner ticks. Can we use this in a team to find new workers? Yes. It's always interesting where one begins from, because you could either say, regardless of what worker comes, let's just see what position I have for them. Or I can say, we need very clearly someone with this strength. And so I look for a person with that strength. What do we need in the team? And of course it helps with the dynamic of the team. Where are our team strengths? What are we tending towards? And where are our gaps that we need to fill? Many years ago in our office here, we had everybody do StrengthsFinders. And we found out that in this great team we had, just about everyone had responsibility as a strength. And later on I said, actually, everybody should do StrengthsFinders when they become part of our workers, because we'll find the right job for or task for this person. Yes, it does help. It helps hugely when new workers come in to know, what do they need? What do they need from me? What do they have? Someone who is very responsibility focused can work independently, but somebody else like focus, you need to help them formulate their goals. What is the vision? And this helps in the leadership of teams to release people into their giftings. Would you say that talents or strengths are the same our whole life? Well, this is interesting. Gallup actually marketed this, and they say that the strengths are quite stable. My experience has shown that if you do the test again in 10 years, the first 10 strengths just are there, but they rotate maybe. Maybe you have a different task at home, you're in another role in your work. So in the first 10 to 12, strengths are quite stable but rotate a bit. And I know that you're a committed Christian, so when you look at it at a godly perspective, what can one see? For us as Christians, yes, this is interesting, because I've worked with a lot of people who say, what is my purpose in life? What is my calling? Just that topic of my calling. God, what have you laid in? What have you purposed for me? And in Strength Finders, I can often see what my talents are, that God has a plan. God has a great idea, a thought. His fingerprint is there on you. And this helps to call that out and to give words to your strengths, to say, look at the perspectives. In heaven, there's an idea to create this person. So what is our idea here on this earth? To carry out these strengths. So the last question we have. If someone who wants to do Strength Finders and they say, I've listened to you today, what should they do so that they can find out which strengths and talents they have? Yes, this is good. One can buy a book from the Strength Finders. It costs about 22 euros. There's a code, and you just put that code in online, and you can, or else buy a code online, and then on the site there's a lot of material. You get your questions, you get points, you can look at videos. There's a lot of resource material. You can even write to a coach and say, help me go through my results and help me. And would you say that we should ask for 5 strengths or all of them? Well, I would say 5 are enough, but sometimes we have the tendency to look at our weaknesses, and so we want all 30. But I would say start with the first 5 strengths for about a year. Concentrate on those 5 strengths. At some point in time, you can go and get the others, but the first year, just work with the first 5. That's a good tip. Thank you. Thank you that you were here with us today, that you've chatted to me. And from my experience, I would say everyone should do this. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.